live on Facebook. We have a hilarious photo of our setup here, which I will actually. All right, so hi YouTube, we're live. Since YouTube is live, like that, I think is like the big one. So we're going to basically just go ahead and get this started right now. If you,
I'm not even sure what I'm sharing here. My friend is running towards my local.
oh my God. I think you own everything. You own everything.
Are you
You
telling
weren't.
them I'm fat?
You weren't in Paris is burning. You just told them I didn't have to say a thing. So we're gonna go live on Instagrizzle. That's slang for Instagram in case you guys are, of a certain age. And now hi to Instagram. So we've got Honey LaBronx's Instagram over here. We have Honey LaBronx's YouTube right here. Honey LaBronx's Facebook Live right here. We've got Bára's Instagram right here. And you are logging in on what, Facebook Live?
Yeah, this is Facebook Live here.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
Oh, we haven't started that one.
We're going to start your Facebook Live right now. Starting live video. Here we are. And let's flip around the camera because we're not even looking at us. Flip around the camera. Bam! Now, I don't even know with our setup if we're going to be able to read any comments. So, like, don't bother commenting because, we just might not see it. Let me make sure.
If it comes up, we'll say something.
Look at spotlight. Yes. There we go. We got your light.
I'm allowed in chat at least.
So now I am probably not going to see. I see we have people joining us on Instagram, but you will see later the setup. Actually, I'm going to show the This is why you want to follow me on all my social media platforms because there's a lot of different camera angles on me right now. So if you follow on if you are watching this on Instagram, I'm going to hold up the camera so you can see what our setup looks like. So Instagram, here's how you're watching me right now. See this? See this? This is the phone and it's inside. Wait, what am I showing? I'm showing us. That's my hand.
Okay, here we are now.
Instagram, you are looking at what am I showing? I don't understand how that's what I'm showing. How is that showing the TV? Oh, it should not be in selfie mode. Bam. Instagram, you are. I don't know what's going on right now. Guys, this is an acid trip, is what this is. This is an acid trip. Instagram, you're in a Pringles can, is what I'm trying to show you. You are in a Pringles can, but I don't know how to show that to you. So,
I'm showing my inner glow to people.
Anywho, so there we are. I'm just going to stop with that. So we are live here. We are live here. We're live here. We're live here. We're live here. And we're live here. You can't say we are not alive. We're living. We are living. This is what Behcet's disease is. Behcet's disease is a certain disorder where you just produce doorknob-sized rhinestones out of your mouth. You see why I keep this one around. Later, you're going to watch us stone an entire gown. Okay, so seriously, everyone, this is, in case you're just watching me, I can do that news anchor thing where it's like, I am Honey LaBronx, aka Ben Strothman, playwright, actor, runner. And over here, this is my friend Bára. Bára is my friend of, 6 years now?
Yeah.
She's Icelandic, so I asked her to stop talking like that, but she has this accent. She can't help it.
I can speak very good Icelandic and English. Do not fuck with me.
She thinks she's doing a special voice, but that's her default voice. So anyway, here's what's up. We've been setting up for about 90 minutes. We have a very elaborate setup here. It does not look elaborate. We don't look fancy, but we look like we're giving a social media press conference here. So basically what we're here talking about is I am running tomorrow in the, don't help me, I've got this, the Sleipstyrkur,
No, that's your site. You're running in the Íslandsbanki Marathon.
In the Íslandsbanki Marathon. Anyway, so I am running, no, I'm not actually running a marathon or even a half marathon. I am running a 10K. I love that we have people viewing on all platforms and that we have people commenting, but we're just not going to be able to read. Are people commenting? I think Sean's story is trying to say a little something, but Sean, it's just, there's two cameras.
We love you.
You don't know him. He's incapable of being loved.
I love everybody.
Sean, I mean that like in a way like your looks are all that people love you for. Which who's not happy about that? I am running a 10K tomorrow, mostly because I don't know what Ks are. So I'm like, I don't know, 3 of them, 10 of them, 20 of them. Let's just do
like
10 of them.
10 kilometers.
I'm told it's like 6 miles. But
I would never know.
If someone on Facebook, Sean, would you look up? Sean, I can see the Facebook comments best right now.
Yeah.
So Sean, if you would just tell me. In fact, I'm gonna kind of set up the Pringles can here for everyone else who's looking. This is how we're broadcasting on Instagram. Okay, we've got a Pringles can. There's some duct tape around the Pringles can.
In action.
We got duct tape around the Pringles can to hold the phone in there. I feel like
I think we should tag. We have to tag Hrafna later in this because we stole her phone. She's asleep. She doesn't know that.
She stole 2 phones from 2 family members. So there's a lot of stolen phones here.
They're all asleep.
Anywho, so if y'all, oh my God, Bycraft just joined. Hi, Bycraft. Bycraft is the bar in Berlin where I'm doing my show next week.
Damn, I would love to. I would love to.
I would love to. Let's hope I make it. So anyway, I'm running a 10K tomorrow. And I am trying to raise $250 or 27,000 Icelandic krona. A krona is like a penny, all right? So like they don't even say dollars here. They basically just say pennies. Think of it that way. They're like, that television will be 25,000 pennies. It's kind of like that. And then, yeah, so it's give or take a penny is a krona. So,
but that television would be 250,000 kronas. So no.
250,000. Oh, here it would be. Yeah. Whatever a normal price is in Manhattan, multiply it by anywhere between 2 and 20. Not kidding. A styrofoam wig head in Iceland costs $100. And they will defend it. They're like, well, it should cost
by imports
100
and renting in the house and blah blah blah.
We're an island. I'm like, Manhattan's an island. We got $5 styrofoam wig heads.
Manhattan's an island 3 meters from the mainland. We're in the middle of the ocean.
So talk about how many meters you are from where the wig heads are made. Don't say it's because you're an island, because it has nothing to do with the fact that you're an island. Because I'm an island too, and I get it. Anyway,
I'm a disabled person. I can't stand this attack.
Yeah, she has an intellectual disability where she can't hold her own in an argument about economies. Anyway, so all right. I have my own disabilities.
I'm not going to injure him. He's going to be running tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to. No, tomorrow, bitch. I'm running in 5 hours. Yeah. Anyway, so I am running a 10K to raise $250 for Behcet's disease, specifically for the organization Behcet's á Íslandi, which means Behcet's in Iceland. Of course, they don't say Behcet's in Iceland. They say Behcet's on Iceland. You are in Reykjavik, but you're on Akureyri. And I would say, well, that's weird. But then we would say, well, I'm on a train. I'm in a car. I'm on a bus.
They signed on.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So far, I think we've only raised, not only, all donations are helpful, 13,000 kroner, which is like about $120. We're almost halfway to my goal. For those of you watching, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook Live, the link is in the description. But for everyone else, you can just go to tinyurl.com/Behcet's Behcets 2018. Behcet's 2018. You want to know how to spell Behcet's? It's in the damn description. So,
it's a Turkish doctor. So that's why. Really? Yeah, his name was Behcet.
It would have been great if it was like Sam Smith discovered it, like Smith's disease. So go to tinyurl.com/Behcets 2018, and that will take you to my runner page, where you can make a donation of any size, basically 1,000 kroner and up. So like any donation, $10 and up. There we go. I took very good care of this lighting. There we go.
And now I'm fucking done.
So we are trying to raise $250. We're almost halfway there. So for those of you watching, right now we got 3 people watching on my Instagram, That's 3. We got 2 watching on my YouTube. That's 5. We got, I can't see how many. We got 1. We got 1 watching on my Facebook.
And then we're going to save this, and then
we
everybody
have
can
however
watch
many
it
more. So we've got at least 5 people watching. If you 5 people each gave $25, we'd blow away our goal. If each of you just gave $10, if each of you did whatever you can do, that would be great. And
Should I tell them why?
I would love for them to hear.
Okay, so the reason I'm raising these funds is I have a disease called Behcet, which is an immune arthritis disease, and it mimics the symptoms of multiple sclerosis.
Multiple sclerosis.
Thank you. Crohn's disease, lupus, and arthritis, and fibromyalgia, and all of that shit. Randomly, it just makes me sick without any reason. Yeah. So other people get an infection, and then they get inflammation, and then they get sick. I just get the inflammation, and I get sick.
Yeah.
So I've been hospitalized with pneumonia. Menomia,
melanoma.
When your brain is swelling.
You don't mean to say meningitis.
Thank you. And
meningitis?
It's just fake meningitis. And
fake meningitis doesn't sound any less painful.
No. Same pain. Morphine for 6 weeks.
So you get the symptoms, you just don't have the disease.
Yeah. Which means
isn't that cute? You don't have the disease. You don't have all those diseases.
Which means that
you just have the symptoms of them.
Yeah. For 18 years, I went to doctors, and they were like, "You have every symptom of arthritis, but can't measure anything in your blood. You have every symptom of Crohn's, but you don't have this or that measures in your blood. You have every symptom of lupus, but you don't, and so on and so forth, and blah, blah, blah." And, for a while of course, I'm a female, so for a while they thought, I was just imagining this. I'm hysterical, totally hysterical. But when I broke up in, infection all over the body and stuff like that, they were like, I can't imagine that. So they started looking back at that. Took 8 years, and now 4 years ago I got diagnosed. And what I am trying to do is shorten this process for everybody else. I'm making a brochure, like a leaflet, little thing.
Pamphlet.
It's not, okay. One sheet.
IKEA assembly instructions, no words, just a guy, and like, take her, sit her down, listen.
Yeah.
Think, okay.
But anyway, what we're trying to do is basically make this brochure, send it to all doctors in Iceland.
Yeah.
And in this brochure, we're going to ask them also if they have a Behcet's disease person, to give them our information, because there's only 4 of us now in Iceland. It's a disease, this 1 in 100,000 people have it. It's very rare. And we're trying to get all the people to connect to each other, because it's such a lonely situation. I went to a conference in 2006 where I met, where I met, where I met, remember to donate, where I met 10 other people with Behcet's, and I cried. I just cried. I sat in the room and I cried.
Only 10?
We were 10 at the conference.
But where was this conference?
Paris.
Somehow I imagined there was going to be hundreds of you. Even there, it was only 10?
No, I mean, most of us can't travel. Most of us are sick at home.
Right.
So, like in Iceland, now there's like 4 of us. 3 of us, I don't think, travel. I am sometimes okay, like this, like now. But you've seen me. I lay around and I fall down and
the
whatever.
The scary thing about, the last, I don't know, I would say 2 days, the last 2 days, I've been at home with Bára, and it was almost scary. I don't mean drama, but it was almost a little scary, because the days before she was clearly sick, and in the last 48 hours, Wednesday night I had a drag show, and you can tell she kind of rested up on Tuesday so she could be at the drag show on Wednesday, and it's not all that easy, but she was at the show with us on Wednesday, and then very energetic, very fun. One of those moments where you forget my friend is sick. And then we were going out to the car, and there was a moment where she's like, "Oh my God, I think I'm going to pass out, or I think I'm going to fall." and I've been there before. In fact, if I can rewind a little bit, last summer, almost a year ago to the day, because
you're always here in August.
I'm always here in August. I was here. I remember she was standing up just right over here, a few feet from where we're sitting, and someone was just walking by you, and I thought they pushed you or something because they just walked by you, and it was like a light breeze is all it took for you to just like completely fall over. And I remember we were trying to get you back up on your feet, and like it was dead weight. Like it was as if in a second all of the energy had just been completely drained. Like if you have a battery level from 100 to 0%, in an instant your muscles all just went from 100 to 0.
Yeah.
We couldn't get you on your feet, so we got like the little wheelie office chair, and we tried putting you in that, but even that, you were dead weight, so you were like dangerously close to slipping out of it.
Yeah.
We managed to wheel you over to your bed, and I thought if we can just like roll her onto the bed, but even then, these are probably not the details that they're looking for.
You can't say everything.
But like even then, like when we got her rolled onto the bed, like at no point, I was like, okay, at no point is she gonna be able to help herself onto the bed. So I was like worried, like, oh my god, like if her neck is at the wrong angle and we're like rolling her, like are we gonna like break her neck? Like it was just suddenly I was like, and I'd never seen you like that. I've heard about Behcet's, and I knew that you had like one day a week where you had to take certain medication that would give you 6 days of feeling all right, but it meant.
And I mean, this is why I always take somebody with me swimming, because this can
Oh
happen.
god,
I could just drown in the swim.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel bad. We went to the gym and the other day. She went to the pool, and I'm like, I'll be at the gym, see ya. And she was like, it was like the scariest thing because I kind of left her to swim for herself, but I'm running for you tomorrow, and that's why I've been training all week, because I'm like, I am not missing the gym, because I want tomorrow to feel like, all right, this is just what I've been doing all week. But it was just one of those moments. And then we went to the hospital, and we wait for the doctor, and then this young woman arrives, and I'm like, oh good, she's going to tell us when the doctor will be here. And I'm like, nope, that's the doctor. And I'm like, oh my god, that's my inner sexism. Just she's not here to say when the doctor's going to be here. She's the doctor.
She's the doctor.
Sorry, just teachable moment.
Good for you.
But and that's like that. Like when you're learning another language, there's like moments where like you don't know what they're saying. You don't know what they're saying. You know what they're saying. Neither gaan could nay. You don't know what they're saying. Don't know what they're saying.
Did you just say diarrhea?
Yes. They were like running down like a list of symptoms. Like, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? And then like suddenly I just heard one word. I'm like, I know that word. Anyway,
I didn't have it.
She didn't. Is this funny? In Icelandic, ingangur means the entrance. Utgangur means the exit. Niðurgangur means diarrhea.
It means something is,
like
is falling down from your body.
Through.
Yes.
If you're going to go down a
and
street,
then we also
you go
have
neither the street.
We also have uppgangur, which means, which sometimes means vomiting. So.
That's not Ayla?
Uppköst, Ayla, uppgangur.
Okay.
Now you know all the words you need.
It's just funny, like the entrance, the exit, the diarrhea, the vomit. There's like, that's what you need to know. Yeah. I want to enter a store vomiting and leave the store diarrhea. That could be a great teachable, like limerick
language
kind
moment,
of poem.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, back to the serious stuff. So it was just one of those moments. Watching my friend try to get help in the hospital was really frustrating, because in that moment she needed to go to the hospital. There was no after we got her into the bed, I went back to cooking. She's sleeping it off, and then after a moment she wakes up, she comes out of her bedroom, and I've never seen her sick before, so I was like, oh okay, here you are, welcome back. Oh, she's going to the bathroom. Boom, hits the floor, and she's like on the tile floor in the bathroom, and me and her son are trying to like stand her up. There's no standing her up, so I'm like, I guess we'll make her as comfortable as possible. So like getting you pillows and blankets to lay on the bathroom floor, and then I'm like, this isn't right. We need to call an, and like I said to Leo, I'm like, is there any reason in this country why you wouldn't call an ambulance? He's like, no, it's free, which apparently it's not free, but
it's 7,000 kroners, but
$70, that's free to an American. In America, that would be like $700 or $7,000 anyway. But so we take her to the hospital, and once we get there, there's like nothing that they can do, because like once they finally believe her, they're like, oh, this is a thing she has that I haven't heard of, and I got to stop thinking in terms of what I already know and start listening to, oh, this is something I'm not familiar with. And then there's the answer is, all right, well, we'll give you something for your pain, we'll give you something so you can sleep here, or you can go home.
Yeah. Mostly when I go to the hospital, it's the doctor comes and he's like, yeah, no. Then he goes away, and then 30 minutes later he comes back and he's like, yes, I just looked up this thing on the internet, and he WebMD'd my disease because it's so.
Oh my God! Could you imagine if every time you went to the doctor, your doctor did what you already did at home?
Probably not WebMD, but
your doctor would like WebMD. Okay. You should go to a doctor.
Like if I go to the local thing, they always go like, we don't know how to treat this. You have to go to your arthritis doctor. And my arthritis doctor has 7,000 million patients and can only meet me on Wednesdays once a month.
So can I ask you, what's the cure or the management for Behcet's?
We are guinea pigs. So you have different people. There's 4 of us in Iceland. None of us are.
They're not guinea pigs. They're test subjects, basically.
None of us are on the same medication. So just our doctors.
Really?
No, none of us are on the same medication.
Each one of you is basically like patient zero that they're trying this out on to see.
Yeah. I'm lucky enough to have a doctor that has already had somebody with Behcet's. She studied abroad and she had some Behcet's disease people there.
Which broad did she study? I'm kidding.
Sweden broad.
A Swedish broad? She got a brother?
Possibly.
Anyway.
Just a word of advice. If you go to Sweden, all the guys you think are gay aren't, because they're just all so metrosexual. It's horrible. Anyway, I've 3 times very, very highly insulted a Swedish guy in Iceland because they were with a gay guy, and I just went automatic. Yeah, that's a gay guy. Yeah. Stereotypes.
Anyway, we're gonna move this along because I need to be asleep 4 hours ago. But so you were saying that you were talking to this doctor. Yeah, and I mean that's basically just we ended that. They go to the doctor. And then they're like, okay, what you usually get is this, this, and this, and they test my blood for certain markers, and even if those markers don't show anything, I possibly am sick, so I go home, and I possibly have to go back because something was wrong. Like now, we went on Monday, right? Tuesday for the pain, right? Yeah. And since then, I've had I'm starting to get mouth sores again. Mouth ulcers are painful mouth ulcers. If you've ever gotten a mouth ulcer, mouth ulcers is what you say. If you've ever gotten a mouth ulcer, Behcet's mouth ulcers are 3 times more painful, and we get them in clusters. For 3 years they thought I had strepto infection in my throat because I had this size sores at the back of my throat. The size of like a coin. Oh my God. 2 of them. And so once I went to the hospital because I stopped swallowing, and I asked my wife if she would put a pipe down my throat and pour a yogurt in because I was so thirsty, and she was like, I think you should go to the ER. That's my life. Bye. Can you give it to me? The book. What? We were just going to use it to put the phone. That's my wife. She's yes, we stole your phone for this broadcast. We love you. Anyway, so where were we? So you're talking about the ulcers. So, yeah, and the ulcers, okay, so they come in clusters, blah, blah, whatever, and I take them away with a medicine that basically says we don't know how it works, but it works. And when I told my friend that I was taking it, she was like, oh, you used that in cell research to kill cells. You're eating that? I'm like, yeah, 2 a day. She's like, okay. If somebody else eats it, it degenerates their muscles. Oh my God. And then I do immunosuppressants and all sorts of stuff and steroids and whatever. And it's just when symptoms come up, they treat them. And and most of the symptoms, the pain symptoms, they can't really treat. I'm always in pain all of the time, every day. And the research on Behcet's is very slow because we're not that many and nobody rich enough has it to have donated millions to have it researched. It's just so we're trying to raise $250 tomorrow. Yeah. And I know it's kind of a hard thing for me to ask for just because I've been traveling and fundraising for all these different animal rights groups and yada yada yada. And I'm always doing a fundraiser for something.
But I'm cute.
But look at her. And also it's we have a few hours to go yet. Basically, I don't know what the deadline is. Basically, if you go to when you go to the link online to donate and the website says it's over, you can't donate, that's when the deadline is. And if for some reason you found this video and you're watching this like days or weeks or months or even years after, and you want to get involved and you don't know how to get involved, where can they go to?
I would just Google Behcet's Iceland.
Yes.
And then you should end up at either my Facebook page or somewhere. And if you don't see a donation link, just send me a text.
Yeah, just message Bára. She's
I'm on Instagram. I have a whole thing that I can post it in all the comments later.
Well, the easiest thing to do, I guess, would just be if you're watching this on Honey LaBronx's social media, message Honey LaBronx, the vegan drag queen. That's me. Or if you're watching on Bára's, then you already know how to get in touch with her. So just get in touch with her.
But I want to tell you also about Ben. This beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, don't touch me! Don't touch me. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Well, anyway, Ben. She, the drag queen, he's the guy. They get it. The dude is a very good friend of mine. Helps me a lot when she comes here every year. It's just physically very, mentally very nice to have somebody that's around, always going somewhere. And she's going to run for me, and she's done so many things for me. Once she came here, I was sick for a week, and she cooked meals for me for a week, and she's vegan, so. All of a sudden, something that I had going on, which was stomach cramps, they just went away. So I went vegan.
She's vegan, what, 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years.
This is the last person in the world I was ever going to talk to about veganism, because if you've heard my speech, you know I've talked about you do not know what people are going through. You just don't when you're trying to say you should go vegan. And listen, to all of those of you who are not vegan and you don't have any excuse for not being vegan, like, you still consider it. But there's a lot of people out there who, like, you know, if someone's in their first year of recovery, you know, if someone's in the middle of grieving the loss of a loved one, like,
there are reasons.
They may not need to hear about it right now, you know. In a year, check back with them. Not on the anniversary, but he was just like always online, blah blah blah. And I started following some people because he was following the people, and then I started talking to some people. And then I started asking him for recipes, and he was like, "Oh yeah, here's recipes," because he was thinking like, "No way, she's gonna go vegan." Then, like a few months later, you went like, "Oh, Oswald's been vegan in that many years," and I'm like, "No, that many months." And I'm like, "Me too." What? What? You was vegan? Arthritis mentioned to me. He's like, yeah, Bára's been vegan for about 2 months, so I was talking to her about. I'm like, whoa. Bára's vegan, like. Since when? He's like 2 months ago. And I'm like, 2 months ago is when I left Iceland. He's like, yeah, it's you. So it's like, also for the vegans out there, or for anyone out there who's committed to making any kind of difference in the world, like, never assume you're not making a difference because it doesn't look the way you think it's supposed to look. Like, just understand that you might have an attachment to how things are supposed to look. For example, like, all right, I'm going to talk to someone about animal rights, and
they're going to turn on the spot.
Yes, and I'll see them light up. It might not be what you were looking for, but you may have made a difference already, you know. But yeah, so has being vegan helped any aspect of your Behcet?
Well, the whole thing with Behcet is that one of the big things in it is digestion problems. So I knew long before that a vegan, or preferably a juice diet, but vegan diet would be the best thing for the digestion thing. So I had it kind of in the back of my head. It does help with a lot of things, and because it's easier on the digestion, and it also, I feel more purposeful. Does that help? Yeah. I have 3 cats and a dog. I'm horribly animal centric. So, but yeah, it's helped me in that way, and it's also, there are points when it's hard. When I'm in the hospital, I have to sometimes just go by the rules. But one day off because of the hospital, and then it goes on again because I talk to the kitchen.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Bára's talking about, giving a good example of like when you're vegan and sometimes you're in situations that are not well set up for your veganism to thrive. It's one of those things where I wrestled with it myself, because I remember when I interviewed you for my podcast, she's on my episode about Icelandic vegans. At first I was like, wait a minute, but you're not vegan, because there's that one time we went to Advocacy, the drive-through here, and I was going to get a vegan burger, and you're like, oh, let's get a regular burger, because if I'm okay saying this, there's a texture thing with the burger that
because of the mouth ulcers, they're very painful, and they're not mushy enough. If you know what a sloppy Joe is, that's what I can kind of like process through my mouth when I'm really painful. And also there's often extra spices in vegan foods.
Because everyone assumes that vegans like spicy stuff.
It's always like really spicy Thai stuff, something, and I have to go like, oh, I'll just have the fries. But
it was one of those
that
moments.
Aside, I mean, that is just the thing. I mean, I mean, I'm 99.9%. All of my food at home is vegan. Everything I can strive through is vegan. So it's just
And for me as a vegan, it's one of those moments where I've had to learn, like, hey, she's been 98% vegan for 2 years. Like, I think we can call that like mission accomplished. Rather than me having this attachment to like, but wait, every now and then she makes exceptions. And Bára was apologizing too much. She's like, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm like, whoa. When I have Behcet's disease and I live in Iceland and I'm in the pain you're in, then I get to be like, okay, girl, we'll talk. But even then, I don't know that I'm experiencing it the way you're experiencing. I don't know. It's just
something. I mean, but it's been becoming so much easier because there's so much more vegan in Iceland now. But and last year vegan January, I think.
Veganuary.
There were like a lot of fast food places that came on board with vegan stuff, so that helps an incredible amount. But these ulcers, they come all over the body. We have them in our private areas, and those hurt like mother. You cannot speak to people while you're there. It's like having a boiling thing stuck in your something. Your hoo-ha.
In your hoo-ha. And not to be confused with your hoo-ha.
And then we have like allergic, things on our skin, and there's eye problems. People get blind, once in a while. You can get this, I'm slowly becoming from my arthritis, it's harder and harder for me to do stuff. I have a huge amount of energy problems because sometimes these things just splash up somewhere in your body and they take out all of your system. It's like if you ever been on like a huge run and then you eat something and you feel like, oh, I've got to lay down, and you just feel like you've had a sleep tablet or something. It's just you get so drained and you start and in the end of the day I usually talk like that anyway, and people are like, oh, it's Bára, she does word salad once in a while.
Well, we gotta wrap this up because I gotta be awake in 3 hours and then run.
Oh, you're gonna have 15 minutes, and now it's half an hour, but that's us.
But so let's just end by saying, so for people to donate online, where can they? Oh,
isn't this?
I'm just making. They're live. It's live.
Making sure.
Yeah, we can go on. So for people who want to donate online, I would love for people to
Are we on? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, don't put it on the keyboard keys, because then it's going to be pressing buttons. Here we go. All right, we have like
your buttons?
We have like 6 cameras. You've been pressing my buttons for like days. We have just a little bit of time left, and I want to remind people that you can donate online. I'm not getting anything out of this. She's not getting anything. I mean, directly, but indirectly, you will be out of this. But it's just
going straight to the brochure.
Basically, yeah. So all of this money that's what I want to know is how this money can help
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying before. All this money goes to making this brochure so that every doctor that ever gets a person with symptoms
Hmm.
will think, oh, how about Behcet's? And that's basically it. And then also every doctor that meets somebody with Behcet's is like, oh, did you know there's an association?
Hmm.
So that we can, bond together, because it's a very lonely disease. I don't fit any category really. I very often go to hospital and they're like, oh, we've got a system for people with multiple sclerosis and cancer and all of this stuff, but you kind of don't have any of the, you have so many of other things that it doesn't fit here, I never fit any box. So I just want to get us together, and then the next step after that is connecting with the associations abroad.
Hmm.
But the first thing I'm going to do is get the doctors here into awareness, so
Yeah.
it's a shorter route for us to get diagnosed, because for 8 years I was well, no, more 13 years I was like, am I sick? What is this? Is this something new? What is this? Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
And I mean, I was diagnosed with depression for a while because I was just always tired, and they thought had depression. Then I did all that I should do with depression. I was still sick. And she's like, And after that, I got the whole body infection thing I talked
Yeah.
to you about. And they were like, oh, it's a physical thing. But,
Yeah.
it's very subtle when it starts. And when it's diagnosed very fast, it can help a lot because it starts ruining things in your body. So it's very good to battle that.
Yeah. So, and if there's anyone out there who is has any sort of resources, like first off, please make a donation. When I wake up in the morning, if I see that there's still only 13,000, I'll be like, great.
No,
But
but we're gonna get it.
I'm like, we're definitely going to. It's only we're not.
I'm just so
I,
really happy with that though. But I need more. I need about, yeah.
I set the fundraiser amount for $250 just because I was like, I'm going to set it for something. It's a short notice, and I just coming off the heels of a fundraiser, going into another one. But I wanted to do something that was attainable. But I know that we can also completely smash our $250 goal. And we're already almost halfway there. So if everyone who watched tonight gave $10, or that's 1,000 kroner, I would wake up in the morning, or no, I'd wake up shortly, and I would love to do this run.
Or you would end the run and see something take up.
Yeah, or I'll end the run. Like, but I would love to end my day tomorrow knowing like that was worth it. Like, I'm really glad I did that. We made a difference. Like, at least now, like the flyers are getting made, and people can at least be spared of all the things she's had to go through. People can at least be spared the months and years of not, being taken seriously or not getting pointed in the direction of an actual answer. And if anyone's watching this, please, 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 please share this. If you share this, then you can. And if you're watching on Instagram, you guys can share by actually going to YouTube or Facebook and share Honey LaBronx's Facebook Live. I Facebook Lived it from Honey LaBronx, the vegan drag queen, my page, not my personal one. I will share it on my personal. You can share that. You can also share my YouTube live broadcast. Share that on all your social media. And you know what? Rewatch this live broadcast and maybe tag some of your friends in it, or however you can get your friends to watch the live broadcast.
And I'm going to, after this, post in the comments of each one of these all my info.
Great.
So it's just going to be in one of the comments in all of this.
And I'm going to post helpful Bible verses just to help get you guys through the day. Yes. Not to make fun of the Bible. It's
no,
but the Bible. But another thing is, if you guys have any tips or suggestions or resources, like maybe someone's hearing this, like, oh, you know what they should do? Like, I'm a web designer. If there should be a central website for blah blah blah, or an app for people who have Behcet's, that they can get connected to each other and they can have resources and blah blah blah.
Or help me network.
Yeah, or help, just any ideas that you might have. If you're like, hey, that sucks that there's like a new cancer or a new arthritis or a new Crohn's or there's a new thing that people are having to, like, imagine being the first person with HIV or the first person with any form of cancer, and you just gotta like, hey, I guess after me, we will have figured out how to handle this. So any resources that anyone has, so that we can like cut that down to some kind of a shortcut, and you know, just ease this process for people in the future. I mean, it would be great if there was no Behcets. Behcets can fucking suck my dick, but
There's
no,
actually
it
a
can't.
Facebook
It
called,
can't.
you know,
That would
fuck
be
Behcets.
fuck Behcets.
It's
Fuck.
just for Behcets people to go and say like, fuck.
You know, Behcets can go to Trump University, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, hopefully one day there'll be a cure for this. And in the meantime, until then, let's just do everything that we can to ease everything that we can ease. So, anything else that you want to say?
No, just if you can donate anything,
If you can donate, that would be
it
great.
matters.
Like blah 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 for 35 minutes, but
yeah.
just donate.
Look at the comments for my info, so you can follow me on my social accounts. I think Instagram is the best one because that's the one I'm always in English on. And just, you know, be a friend.
Yeah, and thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being.
Travel down a road and back again.
Yes.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a Heclina fan.
Yeah.
Right? There she is. We can now say Heclina approves this message.
Yeah, what's the thing on the other side? This
it's a mole.
No, I mean when we tag this.
Oh, if we tag this, if we take
give
this
$1
pose with a purpose, nothing says fabulous like giving back.
Yeah.
For every @Heclina photo you share
LGBT
using
rights.
Pop for Pride hashtag, Pop Sockets will donate $1 to the San Francisco LGBT Center. Yeah. Say queen. I don't have to, bitch. I don't have to. My face says it. These eyebrows say it. So, yay. So, we're gonna smile. Pop for pride. Ah. And for the Instagram. Ah. There we go. Anyway, thank you guys. We're gonna start shutting down the cameras. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. But please donate. The link is in the Facebook and the YouTube video. And if you're watching on Instagram, go to Honey LaBronx's Instagram, and the link is in my bio. So go to my bio. The link is right there. That'll tell you where you can donate. And that's it. I think there's nothing more to say. Thank you so much, you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. And this one.
And.
How do I stop that?